afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Friday, December 26th, and you may or may not know what that means, but it is time for the High Risk Wrestling, a podcast. I am your host, having a very Merry Christmas, Jeremy Pierce. Welcome one and all. You can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Worlds End is going down tomorrow. I like that AEW is giving us a pay-per-view at the end of the year, and it looks to be a great show. You know how we do with these shows. We will preview the show, make our predictions, and get into it. But for now, you know what's next, so just go on and hit my music. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite company, AEW, is giving us a pay-per-view tomorrow evening, Worlds End. This is the newest pay-per-view on their schedule, as this is the third Worlds End. Is going down at the Hoffman's Estates in Illinois at the Now Arena, an arena that AEW knows quite well. This is a good solid card, even though it's happening at the end of the year. Kind of sometimes can seem forgettable when we have events at the end of the year. AEW will always give us banger after banger. But let's go into last year's show that took place in Orlando, Florida at the Edition Financial Arena, and just like this year's show, it did feature matches from the Continental Classic. It featured the two semifinal matches and the final match. So we had three matches on the pre-show. We had Toni Storm defeating Layla Gray. We had Jeff Jarrett defeating QT Marshall. And we had an 8-man tag team match with Lio Rush, Andrade, and the Murder Machines, team of Lance Archer, Brian Cage, defeating the Outrunners and Top Flight. So we get into the main card, and I think they did last year, which we'll probably do this year. They opened up with the two Continental Classic semifinal matches. Will Ospreay defeated Kyle Fletcher, and Kazuchika Okada defeated Ricochet. Both solid matches. Mariah May, who you guys forget was still in the company at the time, was the women's champion. She defeated Thunder Rosa in a Tijuana street fight. MJF defeated Adam Cole to win the Dynamite Diamond Ring. This was the finals. The Undisputed Kingdom were the special guest enforcers. And I think it's like the 5th year in a row that MJF has won the match. Let me take a look. This was his sixth, ladies and gentlemen, win. I totally forgot that one took place in Philly. I was there for that. All right, so we had that on the card. Then Konosuke Takeshita defeated Powerhouse Hobbs to retain the International Championship. Mercedes Moné defeated Chris Statlander to retain the TBS Championship. And the Continental Championship, Continental Classic Finals, Okada defeated Will Ospreay. And in the main events, which was, not super great, Jon Moxley defeated Orange Cassidy, Hangman Page, and Jay White to retain the AEW World Championship. So I am patiently waiting for the matches to be announced for the pre-show, which will happen because Tony Khan loves giving us free wrestling, and they always will give us matches on the pre-show. But we have 8 matches on the main card. So first things first, we have 2 Continental Classic semi-final matches. The first one is Kyle Fletcher versus Jon Moxley. And so the winner of this match goes to the finals. And I expect this one to not only be a really good match, but I think we're going to start doing even though we've already been doing a lot, start doing just a little bit more with Kyle Fletcher. This was, his year. He wanted to go in getting 12 points, and he has been, legitimately on a losing streak. So, in his grouping, he went on to defeat Speedball and no, he went on to defeat Kevin Knight and Okada and Jack Perry to reach the finals, taking losses to Pac and Speedball, which is probably the match of the tournament so far. Whereas Mox in his blue league, so we have first of the blue league will take on second of the gold league, and first of the gold league will take on second in the blue league. So Takeshita won the blue league, Mox came in second, and Fletcher and Okada tied for first, but Fletcher has the tiebreaker for it because of his wins. So Box is taking on Kyle Fletcher, and this is a great story here. I very much expect Jon Moxley to win this match because we are telling the story of his possible downfall in the Death Riders. And I wholeheartedly expect it to happen, but he's been on a roll right now, turning heads and showing what he is truly all about. So I like him to win here just to sow some seeds of doubt in Kyle Fletcher. On the opposite side of things, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, the match that we have all been waiting for, that we all have been clamoring for. Number 1 of the Blue League, Konosuke Takeshita, that will be taking on number 2 of the Gold League and the current Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada. Ladies and gentlemen, this match could be the main event of any show. And we have been waiting for this. The shade that Okada has been throwing to Takeshita is something special. He hates that man. And we are pushing forward with the idea that Takeshita will be leaving the Don Callis family to become a bigger superstar than he already is. And I very much expect that to happen, but he's got to take another L here. So Okada got to this point by beating Speedball, Pac, and Jack Perry, taking losses to Kyle Fletcher and Kevin Knight. Takeshita was the best here. He got 12 points. He defeated Orange Cassidy. He defeated Mascara Dorada, Jon Moxley, and Roderick Strong, and he went to a draw with Takeshita. So that's how he got here. I am expecting Takeshita to take the L here. He is currently the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He will be defending that championship at Wrestle Kingdom. And I expect him to retain there because I truly expect a winner-takes-all match. The next pay-per-view after Worlds End, I believe, is Revolution. Yeah, and Revolution isn't going down till March, which is a little weird that AEW has pay-per-view in March, but nothing like late January to maybe early February. That's a really big gap, but I probably expect a couple TV shows in there like Maximum Carnage. Takeshita is taking the L here. He's just got to take the L here to eventually face Okada again, and I believe a winner takes all match at Revolution, the IWGP and the Unified Championship. So take Okada to defeat Takeshita and Jon Moxley to defeat Kyle Fletcher, which means for me, I truly believe that Okada is going to end up defeating Jon Moxley in the finals. It's going to be a really, really good show. It's going to be a really, really solid show. Just really good. So take Okada over Takeshita, Moxley over Fletcher, and Okada to defeat Jon Moxley to win the 2025 Continental Classic. Then we have, ladies and gentlemen, Darby Allin, Gabe Kidd, in a match that I am fearing for somebody's life. Gabe Kidd is so legit, and I'm happy to see him get a one-on-one match on a big stage in AEW. Remember, last time we saw him, one of the few last times we saw him was back when Darby kidnapped him. This was at the ECW shows, and Gabe Kidd just disappeared. So now he somehow got out. He is back, and he challenges Darby Allin to a match. Darby was kind of just throwing him to the wayside, And it's like, I ain't got time for Gabe Kidd. And while I was doing this interview, Gabe Kidd jumped him and beat his ass. Gabe Kidd is nothing to mess with. Now, so I truly believe this, that that Darby can't win every single match. Darby wins a lot. Even though he does take L's, he does win a lot. But I need Gabe Kidd elevated just a little bit more here. He has been involved with the Death Riders. He's been a help to them. So this really stems from that. So I'm going to take Gabe Kidd to defeat Darby Allin, and probably the most surprising match on the card. Then we have the AEW World Tag Team Championship on the line, as FTR in a rematch will be defending against the Bang Bang Gang, Juice Robinson, Austin Gunn, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is a Chicago street fight. Now, FTR just got the titles, and I believe this is their second defense. So, part of me wants to say that they'll win, but this street fight stipulation is really tossing things up in the air for me. Because here's the thing, Juice and Austin aren't the best combination of teammates in the Bang Bang Gang, because it's obviously Austin and Colton, the brothers, and Juice and Jay White, who had that classic match against FTR. Or you can even go with Juice and Ace Austin. I would have actually much rather this be Juice and Ace Austin, because I like to see Ace Austin get a bigger stage. FTR is probably the best tag team in the world right now. And it's close. You know, you got them, you got the Hardys, you've got the New Day, the Usos, Bandido. There's many more. But that's like the core grouping. Do they win the rematch? That's the question of the day. Can they sustain their hold on the tag team division, retain these championships to go on to have another lengthy reign? Because I think if they do end up beating the Bang Bang Gang here, they will hold the belts at least until what's after Revolution. After Revolution is Dynasty, and Dynasty is in April. Again, they have pay-per-views in March and April, so it's weird to not have anything in January and February. That's besides the point. Dynasty is taking place in Vancouver, British. So FTR retaining here does make the most sense. Could this be one of the shows where there truly aren't any surprises? It could be. I think this match is going to be better than the tag match that these guys had on Collision, and it will be a fun one. But I ultimately think that FTR wins this match, ladies and gentlemen. They go on to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Then we have another tag team title match, which I'm extremely happy to see. The Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, will be making their first defense, defending the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship against a team that they have faced before. A team that, remember, they defeated in the first round of Mercedes Moné and Athena, which was probably the upset of the tournament. So Athena and Mercedes work really, really, really well together, and they are two of the best in the business. The question is, can they really sustain their single success as a team? Whereas the Babes of Wrath, this is their first championship defense. Can you have them lose in their first championship defense? I don't know. Tony Khan likes throwing us some surprises here, and here's the question, right? Mercedes Moné has already lost a couple championships. She lost the Ring of Honor Women's TV Championship. She lost the Rev Pro Women's Undisputed British Championship, and she's holding a couple more. Her downfall's got to continue. It's either got to be slow and gradual or absolutely in quick bursts. And her losing here along with Athena, I think would set up something greater. I think you just kind of have to give the Babes of Wrath this win. They have to win. They have to establish themselves as solid and dominant champions, and they can really be the Achilles heel, the kryptonite for Athena and Mercedes. Athena is the forever champion. She has been AEW Women's, she has been Ring of Honor Women's World Champion for over 3 years now. And I can really see splitting out of this match the Babes of Wrath moving to another feud, maybe against the Sisters of Sin, maybe against the Mega Powers, and probably Athena and Mercedes starts something here. I kind of like the idea and the thought of Athena and Mercedes really doing something here. So I'm going to take the Babes of Wrath to win this match. I like the idea of it, that they're the new champion, so they have to win. Now, before I get to the next match, part of me thinks that we might get Toni Storm versus Marina Shafir. I don't know, maybe. I'm just gonna wait, and if that match is added, I'll do a short previewing and making predictions for that match. I think they will inevitably cross paths. But then we have the AEW Women's World Championship of the line. Chris Statlander defending against Jamie Hayter. Chris won the belt. Let me see. She won the belt at All In. When did Chris win the belt? Chris won the belts at All Out in September. We are now in December. Her reign is at a little over 90 days. Jamie Hayter is a former world champion, but she hasn't held the belt in 3 years. So that's tough, right? Chris has been a really fine champion, a solid champion, but I feel like her reign hasn't completely, truly started. She doesn't have that feud, that big win. Well, she does. Let me take that apart. She has the big wins, defeating Toni Storm and defeating Mercedes Moné in one-on-one matches. Those are the big wins for her. That is beautiful. But if you go back and look at some of the reigns of the women outside of Shida and Soraya's reigns, they're that right there in the middle. The women go on to have really solid reigns, and I think it would be wrong to just end her reign so soon. Jamie is finally back. She is finally healthy, and she is, out of the blocks cooking with gasoline. And I like this horse fight between Jamie and Chris. They are going to really give us a solid match, and I could see them going again in a rematch sometime down the line, because AEW's got a lot of time between now and Revolution. This might be my sleeper match on the card. I like this match. I like both of these women. And I think Chris is going to retain here, just because it would fit to have her go into the new year as champion, to have things really cooking with her, get a few more wins on her belt to solidify her, and then I think we can. So here's the thing. Part of me has always believed that whenever Chris wins the belt, she's going to lose it to Willow Nightingale. But Willow Nightingale is currently tag team champion. Now, a lot can happen. When Chris and Willow have teamed together recently, they've kind of settled their differences, but I think they can be what Hangman and Swerve are to each other. I think Chris and Willow can be that together. Friends, enemies, and friends. Just like Mercedes and her other best friend, Bailey. So I I just don't think the Chris Willow match is happening at this, because I think if when that match happens, and if it was for the world title, it would be the first women's main event for the pay-per-view. But I digress. So take Chris Statlander to win here. Then we have probably the main event, the Fatal 4-Way match for the AEW World Championship. This originally started as a triple threat match with Samoa Joe, Swerve, and Hangman, but MJF made his recent return, cashing in his guaranteed contract for a championship match that he won early in the Casino Gauntlet, making it a Fatal 4-Way. And he explained himself. Joe beat him for the belt. Hangman beat his ass. And he just doesn't like Swerve. And he called him out to the carpet. He got his comeuppance this previous week on Dynamite. And I think that in there lies the rub. I love that Samoa Joe was world champion, but his reigns are and were never going to be long. You know what I mean? Like his first reign lasted 113 days. Joe's reign has only been 30 plus days, right? And he was never going to have a long reign. Like the shortest reigns outside of obviously the whole thing that was going on with CM Punk and Mox, which is absolutely ridiculous. The shortest reign has been Bryan Danielson, who only held the belt for a month and a half. You know what I mean? So that's the tough one. So Joe is here, and many of us believe that because MJF cashed in, because he got his comeuppance, we know the rules of opposite momentum. Many of us believe that MJF's going to win. Like, I think MJF's going to win the championship again. It's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. And do you unceremoniously end Joe's reign? See, here's the thing is, Joe has backup in the ops. He's got Hobbs. He's got Hook. He's got Shibata. You know, Swerve has Prince Nana. Hangman doesn't have anybody. MJF damn sure doesn't have anybody. And like, I want to go out on a limb and say MJF wins this match, but I just think the numbers game, like, how do you eliminate the rest of the ops here? You know, there's so much time between now and Revolution. I don't know if it is time in the game, but there really is a lot of time between now and Revolution where a lot can happen. And, you know, MJF can always scheme his way into another title match. It's just when you have these four guys here, it's like, how do you not keep them in the world title picture? So that's the toughest of all the questions. One, who's coming out the winner? And two, how do you keep the others out of the title picture? And three, transition them into other feuds, right? Because I think you can go back to Hangman and Joe, and I think you can pivot to MJF and Swerve for the time being. And I think I just talked myself into Samoa Joe winning here. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Samoa Joe retains the championship, mainly because he has the ops behind him, and that numbers game will ultimately catch up to a lot of individuals. So yeah, I'm gonna go on a limb and say Joe wins here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over the results one more time. In one semifinal match of the Continental Classic, I have Jon Moxley defeating Kyle Fletcher. On the other one, I have Kazuchika Okada defeating Konosuke Takeshita, with the Continental Classic finals being Okada versus Moxley, and I've got Okada winning again, second year in a row. I have Gabe Kidd defeating Darby Allin. I have FTR defeating the Bang Bang Gang to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championship in a Chicago street fight. I have the Babes of Wrath retaining their AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship, defeating Mercedes Moné and Athena. I have Chris Statlander defeating Jamie Hayter to retain the AEW Women's World Championship. And I have Samoa Joe defeating Swerve, Hangman, and MJF to retain the AEW Men's World Championship. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a really, really fun show. Look on the screen what we got coming up. The January schedule will be out probably within the next week or so. And all next week, it will be the Cutter nominations for some of the awards. I cannot wait to go over that with you all. But you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. I see you when I see you. And as always, Anna J, please stay. Please stay, Anna. I'm begging you. Please stay in AEW. Anna J, Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, Bailey, Priscilla Kelly, Nyla Dawn. Holla at your boy. Peace.